Whether you're brand new to charting with the fertility awareness method or you've been doing it for years, everyone wants the experience to be simple and easy. This is Kindara. It's the charting app that I use and recommend to everyone who wants to chart their fertility signs. Before we get into the details, let's first establish what you should look for in a quality charting app. It should be easy to use, allow you to store your own data like cervical mucus, basal body temperature, cervix position, LH test results, pregnancy test results, journal and notes, and then custom data tracking. It allows you to manually place your cover line and mark your temperature shift and your peak day. A quality fertility awareness method charting app should not rely on predictions, or it should at least give you the option to turn predictions off. It should empower and encourage the user to interpret their own charting data according to the rules of the method that they practice. Having to interpret your own chart cements your learning of the method you practice, deepens your body literacy skills because you're putting your knowledge into action, and it increases your independence with FAM while decreasing your reliance upon a device. So let's take a second to talk about FAM app predictions and why you should turn them off. Because I can tell you to turn them off, but it won't really make sense until you know the background of why. FAM app predictions are notoriously wrong. For the user, they're misleading at best and dangerous at worst. And here's what I mean. Say your fertility goal is trying to conceive, and you're relying on the predictions instead of your own fertility signs. If you're not timing sex correctly with your actual fertile time in a cycle, then you can totally miss out on that chance for that cycle to conceive. Now let's say your fertility goal is trying to avoid pregnancy. In that case, the period prediction and the ovulation prediction may be totally wrong. For example, your app could be telling you that you are 3 days late for your period, when in reality, you haven't even ovulated yet for that cycle, so your period can't even be predicted based on the actual evidence of your biomarkers yet. If you're going off of your biomarker data and interpreting your actual fertility signs, then you could absolutely figure out using that information when your period would arrive. But by going on predictions, which are usually based on an inaccurate algorithm, you are kind of just shooting in the dark. Now let's say that your fertility goal is simply to chart for health, and you may not even be sexually active. In that case, it can still be very stressful to feel like your body should be following the app's predictions. And if your body isn't, does that mean something's wrong? Not necessarily. It often just means that the app prediction itself is wrong. So all of those things can be frustrating and misleading, but here's where the predictions can actually become dangerous. Sometimes women think that they're using a fertility awareness method for birth control, when in fact they haven't learned a full method and they're actually just relying on inaccurate app predictions. Following an app's predictions of when you're fertile or infertile, rather than paying attention to the physical evidence that your body is showing you in real time with its biomarkers, may result in unintended pregnancy because the app's predictions could be totally inaccurate. So the big takeaway here is that it's always best to learn a fertility awareness method thoroughly, to observe your biomarkers correctly, and to interpret those signs of fertility and infertility in accordance with the rules of the method that you've learned. This builds body literacy and independence in your charting practice, rather than taking away from it and adding in doubt with these predictions that may not match up with what you're actually seeing. Okay, so why are we talking about Kindara today? First off, Kindara satisfies all of those criteria that I outlined before, and it's also adaptable for almost any fertility awareness-based method, so tons of people can benefit from using it. Now, not only are all those features critically important for accurate and effective charting, but it also just looks cool as an app. Look at this beautiful chart. It's easy to read, aesthetically pleasing, and it really has an intuitive design. Kindara charts are also simple to share with others, like your instructor, your partner, your friends, or other charters in your community in general, by simply taking a screen cap of the whole entire chart at any time, easily. Then all you have to do is crop out what you don't need, and you're left with your beautiful chart. Simple. So let's get into the tutorial, how to actually use Kindara. So first things first, you're going to want to go ahead and download it from an app store and then set up your account. You can also just go to Kindara.com and get the direct link. Next, you're going to go into settings, and you're going to want to select and then deselect these things that I'm showing here. You'll notice that I have period prediction turned off. It's not selected. And so that's what I'm talking about. We want that predictive feature to be off so that it's not adding in confusion or doubt when you're charting your real fertility signs. Under Data Screen Customization, you can check off all these things here. Next, it's time for you to input your charting data. So you can input your daily basal body temperatures, cervical mucus observations, optional cervix position, and LH testing, as well as your menstruation details, the type of sex you're having and how it's protected or unprotected, and then any important notes about your day that are important and might impact your cycle. Next, you can create lots of custom data points with Kindara, and this is a really interesting feature. So at the time of this recording, the free version of Kindara includes up to 4 custom data options. Now, in order to get unlimited custom data options, vaginal sensation recording, and to expand upon the types of custom data points that you create, you would need to upgrade to the premium version for $4.99 per month or for $49.99 per year. Now, personally, I already had Kindara before the premium version was rolled out, so I was able to keep the features that the regular version used to have, including unlimited custom data points. But in my charting, I am still lacking that vaginal sensation feature, and I can't actually customize how the custom data points are recorded. It's simply a yes or no, essentially, for each custom data point right now. But for me, that's fine because I simply record vaginal sensation using my custom data rather than getting that additional feature. So for me, there's an easy workaround. Now, just to give you some insight and ideas, some great custom data points to record are things like life stressors, like travel, stress, vitamins and supplements, exercise, cramps, libido, moods, etc. Okay, so finally, you're going to want to look and see how your chart is developing each day. So this is what menstruation looks like. And then here's how the custom data points would show up on an actual chart. So it would show up as a little bullet point. And then here, finally, is a complete chart showing cervical mucus, temperatures, the cover line, peak day +3, custom data points all down below, and then menstruation over on the left side at the beginning. It's all there in a beautiful, shareable, easy to read chart. So I hope this information was helpful for everyone. As people who chart, we deserve to have modern and credible tools to facilitate that process and empower us to chart accurately. So I want to know, do you use Kindara? Let me know in the comments below. And do you have any questions which I didn't cover here? Tell me in the comments below. I really want to hear from you and just start a conversation about this. Now, if this video helped you or if it gave you insights, please take a second to share it with your friends or with your charting community so that we can make this information more accessible to everyone and get this information out there. Okay, thank you so much for your support. Don't forget to subscribe and see more videos about fertility awareness and related topics every single week. And I will see you next time.